In this slidecast, we're going to look at procurement. In other words, what do we need to buy to carry out a project? So first of all, let's look at what procurement is. Acquiring goods and services required to complete the project objectives, or your project objectives. So obviously the objectives of the client is different from the contractor, is different from the consultant. So goods are things that you use, things that you materials and such, so things that get incorporated into the project. Services are things that people do for you, services, and you need to acquire some of those. So when you're doing a project, it's very rare that you're actually going to have all of the resources you require to do the job. You might have to go to external organizations. So for example, if you're a consultant doing a road design, you might have the people required to do the drawing and the design and stuff, but you don't have anyone that can do the geotech investigation. You don't have those specialist skills, so you go to a specialist geotech consultant and ask them to do the site investigations for you. So you need to procure their services to do the geotech. Likewise, a contractor might not have the skills to seal a road, might not have the skills or the plant, so they'll procure the services of a specialist road sealing contractor. It all needs to be planned. It's not like you can ring up the road sealing contractor and say in the morning and say, oh, we need you to do some sealing today. It needs to be planned. You need to give them weeks notice, or a few weeks notice, or months notice. You need to hunt around and find the best deal. So there might be several road sealing contractors available. You need to pick the one that can do the job properly, but can do the job properly for the lowest price. So you need to plan all that before you start doing the work. So you're planning the time and you're finding the best deals. The more money, the cheaper you can do something, the more profit you got. And procurement methods, in this case we're talking about the methods that a client can use to procure project deliverables. So we're looking at the whole project. But within a project, you've got the contractor who's got his little project, and he's got procurement issues as well. So let's look at the contractor. So he's won this project for the road. He thinks, what do I need to procure? He says, I've got the diggers, I've got the trucks that I need, I've got quite a few labourers, but it would be good if I had a few more labourers because I could do the work a little bit more efficiently. It'd be nice if I had a few more trucks. So you might go to another contractor and say, we'd like to hire these guys for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to do this. Or it might be that you go to a hire agency that will hire these people out for a certain amount of time. So you need to procure these resources, these services. You also need to procure goods. So you need to get the aggregate, you need to get the concrete, you need to get the concrete pipes. Once again, you need to procure it from external organisations. So you'd go to the quarry and you'd ask them to do this. You'd hunt around, you'd try to find the best price for these things. You'd also organise transportation. How are you going to get it there? You also need to arrange when it needs to arrive, so it doesn't arrive too early or too late. So that's what procurement planning is all about. And you might need specialist resources. You might not have the plant and skills to do the sealing, so you'd sort of be hiring these guys. That's what a contractor needs to look at. What about a client? So a client is mostly concerned about the whole project. So this is our client here. She works for a council. They have traffic jams on their road. They realise they need to build a new road, and they think, well, we're here. We need to get to a point where there's another road. What are the things we need to do? What are the services we need to procure? Now, oftentimes councils won't have the in-house skills to do it. So they'll say, well, I need to get someone to do the project management, site investigations, all of these things here, and the construction at the end. So notice that they might say, well, we'll just hire a consultant and he can do that project management right down to the tender documents. You can get him to do it all. And then we can hire a contractor to do the construction. Or you might say, well, let's hire a specialist project manager and then we'll get a consultant to do these and then we'll get a contractor to do this. Or we're going to go to a contracting outfit and say, you guys do everything. We're going to tell you we want a road from here to here. You guys do everything. You do the design, you do the project management. End of the day, you hand us over the keys. So that's what a client's all about. So we're going to look at this client procurement methods in the following slide to see how can clients get their project deliverables. And there's different ways of doing that.